Air Force Base, I want you to look straight ahead as we get things underway. This gentleman is a major in the United States Air Force, and he is called K9. His name is Ken Appezzato, and he's flying the Vortex. He's from Columbus, Mississippi, and there you see him as he comes in from the right. Let's take a look at this gentleman as he brings the show up close and personal to us right here at the 2008 AirPower over Hampton roads as he shoulder rolls across the show line. Extending down to the left, this gentleman is also a first officer for United Airlines. He's flown over 40 different types of aircraft, from the Piper Cub all the way up to the huge C-5 Galaxy. Right there, only 10 feet off the ground. Watch as Ken gets past show center, doing that great, perfect, straight and level pass as he pulls up into the vertical, subjecting himself to 9 times his normal body weight. He comes down the 45 almost as he does aileron and point rolls on that 45-degree down line. He pushes now down to the end, pulls hard on the stick, once again goes up into the blue skies. He snap rolls on the upline as he holds it still. Now watch him. He'll run out of airspeed. He'll push hard on that left rudder pedal. That's the hammerhead stall turn. Diving straight toward the ground. Here comes Ken. He currently teaches new Air Force student pilots to fly in the T-6 Texan II, but here today, he's got the Vortex as he goes straight up. Now the airplane rolls to the left, and the engine keeps it turning that way as it turns the opposite direction. He backs it up. This is called the torque roll. 4 lengths of the airplane right down through his own smoke with a 70-mile-an-hour flop out. Okay, Figaro, how are we doing on levels on all that? How's that sounding to you? All right. Shoulder rolls on the upline. Tilts his head back, looks at the ground here at Langley Air Force Base, lines up on that 500-foot reference line. Now at 175 miles per hour, goes into knife edge flight and knife edge flight, back and forth with maximum performance aileron rolls. In over 22 years of flying, he's logged more than 8,000 hours, and he's been flying aerobatics for more than 20 years. Now watch him as he pulls back on the stick, going for 3/4 of a loop, points it straight back down toward the ground. There you have it. Now watch him as he gets his altitude decreasing, his airspeed increasing, ggs into 4 Gs as he pulls out. Now there's 7 times his normal body weight. He goes straight up, rolls the airplane with an outside snap roll and a half, and tumbles it now, brings it out on top and points it right back down toward the ground. Let's put your hands together for Ken Appezzato. Brought to you by Personal Fitness, Oregon Aero, SkyTech Flyweight Starters, Whirlwind propellers, Softy parachutes. Yep, that's providing him for his safety margin should anything go wrong, and he's held in tight by that great hooker harness on the outside pushover on the top. Snap rolls now once and twice on the down line, brings it right out. There's 200 miles per hour, 300 horsepower. As Christopher Mark Designs Jewelry as another of his sponsors there, pushes to the outside, goes, oh man, that's got to be difficult. Now he'll slow it down. He'll hang it on the prop. Watch him falling, falling, falling. Slow. Watch. You can see him. He's actually in almost a stall there as that smoke gathered around the airplane on his descent. He bought his first Pitts biplane and began operating an aerobatic thrill ride business down in Columbus, Mississippi. And throughout 2003 and 2004, K9 competed in aerobatic competitions throughout the southeastern U.S., where he learned to fly very, very precise aerobatic figures for the competitions in which he was participating. This Pitts Eagle was born of an idea to combine the best qualities of the Pitts S2, designed back in 1946, and the Kristen Eagle II. Due to increasing costs, the designers decided to scrap the project after building the airframe. Several years later, the aircraft was completed by a private builder as a one-of-a-kind custom experimental aircraft called the Vortex Eagle. It's got a 540 cubic inch, 300 horsepower Lycoming engine. It's got strengthened wings, and it is designed for this kind of hardcore aerobatics you're seeing right here on our rehearsal day at AirPower over Hampton Roads. a 220-mile plus never exceed speed, or VNE, as he pushes over the top. That lunch that he had in the cockpit the other day just started floating up right in front of his face as he pushed over with negative G's. Above the ground, he pulls up. Goes up 45, goes sideways. Now snap rolls to the outside. Oh boy, and there's the tumble. That's called a lumshavak. That means walking with an inebriated gait in check. I wish I had my mother-in-law up there. Slowly rolls the airplane into the position to pull hard on the stick and do what is called the inside hump to bump, that quick vertical reversal as he gains his speed once again, approaching that 220 miles per hour, never exceed speed. There's this spiraling climb. Watch him for the shoulder roll. There's one. And 3/4 brings her right back down around. During his performance, K9 is experiencing 7 times his normal body weight in positive G's, like you'd feel at the bottom of a roller coaster, and 4 negative G's with all the blood wanting to rush to his head as he does the double avalanche aloof with 2 snap rolls on the top. Back in 1999, Ken Appezzato lived in Seattle, Washington, and Brookfield, Connecticut, and was based in Denver, New York, and Chicago, flying for United Airlines, flying the 727 and also the Airbus 320. But not like he's flying it today. Coming in hard from the right with an extremely hard right turn where he's squeezing the lower part of his body to keep the blood there in the upper part as he slides it across. Cross-controlling the aircraft, lots of left aileron, lots of right rudder, and you can look right down in the cockpit. Let's hear it for Ken Appezzato. K9 and the Vortex. You can check his website at vortexaerobatics.com. He's also got a MySpace page, myspace.com/Vortex Aerobatics. Approaching from the left now at 175 miles per hour. Take a look at Ken. Get your cameras ready here. Ooh, that hard. Minimum radius, 90-degree half turn, and then he pulls straight up. Oh, look at a beautiful sight here at Langley and AirPower over Hampton Roads for 2008. He slows it down. There's one hammerhead. Let's see if he'll go for a second. And he goes for a double hammerhead. Coming up next, he's going to set up for what's called the centrifuge. He's going to get this airplane going in an arc. He'll climb from the right, and as he does, he'll go into some outside snap rolls. Watch it. Now watch the stick. Now go hard to the right and forward. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3, and there's 4. That is called the centrifuge. Check out now, as he brings it back around, he's going to show this incredible ability to coordinate this airplane as he sets up now for the slow half roll. Without coordinating the stick in his hand, the throttle in his left hand, and the rudder pedals at his feet, he won't be able to complete this kind of beautiful, perfect line as he goes into this beautiful slow half roll. Look at that, perfect line, no change in altitude. What a guy. Now, as he gets to the outside, he pushes on the stick to go up. That's negative G's, all the blood rushes to his head. He goes to the outside, reverse 1/2 Cuban 8. They call it the push Cuban. As he comes down the 45, he's already upright, gets himself lined right back on it, and he's going to set up for what they call the departure roll as he slips the airplane down. You hear that whirlwind propeller and that 300 horsepower. Oh man, another outside turn. 300 horsepower Lycoming engine, and there you have the departure roll as he sets up to bring her into land right here at AirPower over Hampton Roads for 2008. He was a graduate of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And after he graduated, he joined the Air Force back in 1989. And after pilot training at Columbus Air Force Base, he was chosen to be a first assignment instructor pilot in the supersonic T-38 Talon, teaching the Air Force's newest fighter pilots. We have a couple of T-38s on static display. You can see them back here. They've got RA on the tail. They are very sleek little airplanes. But as he gets ready to touch down, keep your eye on Ken Appezzato in this beautiful airplane that ruled the aerobatic competition skies for many, many years. Curtis Pitts, as I mentioned earlier, designed this airplane back in 1946. Originally, it had a 65 horsepower engine on it, and it was Curtis Pitts' contention that that's all they needed. Well, I tell you what, the aerobatic competition pilots said, we want more power, and that's what they got.